Welcome back, Rugby Hub viewers. Gweri, lovely to see you. Long sabbatical for the Rugby Hub boys, but we are back. It's Six Nations, it's World Cup year, and we are super pumped up for the first episode of the Rugby Hub 2023. How are you doing, Goran?
Well, Gabs I'm doing fantastic. I mean, it's Six Nations this weekend. There's a lot of epic games coming up. As you said, it's World Cup here as well. There's a lot to be excited about. There's a lot of changes that has happened, obviously, from the 22 season to the 23. Coaches going from one side to the other side. Netflix documentary talks for the Six Nations. So, I mean, there's so much excitement going on, but the excitement begins this weekend with the international rugby coming back to us this year. And it all starts with the Ireland-Wales game. Gabsy, Ireland being number one in the world at the moment. They're taking on Wales with their new coach, or new old coach, Warren Gatland. Let's
Good
be
point.
honest. What do you see? What's going to happen with that Irish game?
All
What does
right.
that team look like?
Yeah, Gweri. So first of all, obviously, Ireland, super good form. The Irish are number one in the
Yeah.
world at the moment. They've had a good year last year. They've had two players nominated for World Rugby Players of the Year, that being their captain, Johnny Sexton, and the World Player of the Year, Josh van der Fleer. They selected a
Yeah.
super strong team. And I mean, big talking point for me is that exciting center combination, Stuart McCloskey, Ulster center, coming in, getting the edge above Bundi Aki, and then he's pairing up with a guy that's being compared to Brian O'Driscoll, Gary Ringrose. For me, that's the talking point in the
Exceptional
Irish
form.
side. They're playing away from home, but I do think they're going to take the W home. And I mean, for me, the pick of the weekend will be Gary Ringrose. So, yeah, I mean, only other comment I have is like Johnny Sexton. This player is like, he's like a good Italian red wine. He's just getting better each year. Like he's maturing with age. And this guy, I just don't know when he's ever going to hang his boots up. I mean, he's just probably going to play until he's 65.
We've said it actually. I mean, is this guy a coach at the moment? Is he running around with a whistle around his neck at coaching or at training? I'm pretty sure he is. And obviously, I mean, between him and Jameson Gibson Park, they direct that attacking from Andy Farrell extremely well. And let's not forget about the forwards doing the massive job. So, I mean, it's a big ask from Wales, who's had a tough season in 2022. They took a loss, obviously, to Italy as well in the Six Nations last season. So they've got a lot to prove with their new coach, Warren Gatland, or new old, as we said,
Yeah.
and, wanting to, fix some damage that was created in 2022. But, I mean, it's quite an experienced pack that was chosen for this Wales side. You have Alan Wynne-Jones. I mean, you have Ken Owens now taking the captaincy. You have Faletau, Tipuric. I mean, these guys, Gatland knows that they're going to be able to get the job done. And then obviously the experience of Dan Bigger, I mean, which is great. Lee Halfpenny now being injured after the naming of the lineup with Liam Williams coming directly into the team at 15. So, I mean, it's going to be a big matchup. To be honest, I think it's a big ask for Wales, even at the Principality sold-out stadium, to win this one. But I think Ireland's gonna take this one. Unfortunately, I think Ireland needs to prove a lot as well. So I'm
No,
going for
well, I
Ireland.
mean, I'm with you on that one. Let's switch our attention over to Twickenham, where England will be facing
Oof.
Scotland. Huge game, huge game. I mean, yeah, I think,
It's the
we all know
Calcutta Cup, Gabsy. It's
exactly the
massive.
Calcutta Cup, the rivalry between these two teams are, something that's been going on for years and years.
Mm.
England obviously also having a new coach. I mean, Steve Borthwick has also selected Owen Farrell as his captain for the series. So, I mean, that does raise the question, where does Marcus Smith fit into the picture? Well, the only way he fits into the picture is with Owen Farrell slotting in at 12. That means
Mm.
no room for Tuilagi or for injured player at the moment, Exeter centre, Henry Slade. So, I
Slade,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, so, I mean, at the end of the day, I really think Marcus Smith and Owen Farrell would need to really find a tremendous chemistry, because we know up front they've got all the names: Itoje, Genge, Carl Sinclair, George.
Yeah,
They've got a
yeah.
tremendous back. Now it's just about the back line. making use of that back and
They
also
need to
converting
click.
some more
Yeah.
points. Yeah. So, I
Yeah.
mean, one other exciting player to maybe mention is you told me interesting stats about him. Hassel Collins, the 11 wing, he's been
Mm.
selected in the match day starting team here. One of the top 3 fastest players in the Six Nations.
Exactly, yeah. One of the fans of the Six Nations in one of those Facebook groups highlighted that. So maybe go fact check that, but check it. But yeah, I mean, he's a big lad. He's been on phenomenal form as well. So I mean, it'll be exciting to see what he's going to be able to bring. He's obviously going against Duan van der Merwe and such. So I mean, there's going to be some good wingers on display this weekend.
Yeah.
Tuilagi, obviously he is fit, but not chosen for the team. Just shows you a bit that Steve Borthwick, he goes for form players from the clubs coming in. So not necessarily as Eddie Jones did, players who performed well for England. It's
Yeah.
more players who perform well for their clubs. But moving over to Scotland, how exciting!
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Scottish team. I mean, they are like the step cousin, in my opinion. I mean, if South Africa is my number one team, Scotland is kind of my second favorite. I love the way that Finn Russell plays. I mean, there's a lot to say about his relationship with Gregor Townsend, but I mean, he's got so much flair, and I think him and Ben White chosen at number 9. It's going to be a combination that's going to have to work this weekend.
Yeah.
On
No,
outside centre,
definitely.
Hugh Jones has been chosen above Chris Harris. So, and Hugh Jones knows how to score tries against England. He showed it in the past. He can be a very exciting player.
He's
Gone with a
also
lot of
shown it for the
experience in the
Stormers in the
pack.
past. I mean, yeah.
He absolutely did. Yeah, he absolutely did. And Jamie Ritchie being captain as well. So, I mean, it's the Calcutta Cup coming down. The question is, can Scotland be consistent throughout this Six Nations? I think they're definitely going to come up for this game in Twickenham. And if we put our predictions down, Gabsy,
Yeah, just
I'm gonna
I
go.
mean,
I'm gonna go with Scotland on this one, just to
you
yeah.
you basically said it perfectly. I mean, I guess most of our fans know that we're South African, and like with Scotland being like the Steph brother or Steph cousin, whatever you want to call it, from South
Yeah.
Africa. Looking at that team sheet, VPNL,
Mm.
also what's his name,
Skuman,
Skuman,
Duan van
and
der
just the
Merwe.
back line.
Yeah,
I wanted to say Skuman, yeah, but Skuman, Van der Merwe, and then you have guys that's also played a fair share of rugby in South Africa, like Hugh Jones and
yeah,
also
yeah,
Kyle Steyn. So I'm going to
yeah.
have to go with Scotland as well. I know they're the underdogs, but yeah, I mean, let's go Scotland.
It's just hope for
Anyways,
an exciting matchup. Obviously, a good England team is great to have for any World Cup, and Scotland, obviously being in the pool with South Africa and Ireland, they're gonna have their work cut out for them. So let's see what Townsend
now I
can
think it's
bring.
going to be a huge game, super exciting game, match of the week for me. So let's go over to the not match of the week, France
The not match of
versus
the week.
Italy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the French, second in the world currently, they had a phenomenal, let's be honest, season in 2022. They've got they're going to be the hosts of the World Cup coming up this year. No team has ever gone back to back in this for a Six Nations trophy. France is going to want to do it this year. So let's see if they will be able to do so. Obviously, Untermack being there, you got the phenomenal Dupont. Which I think any coach would love to have him in their team, and a very strong forward pack as well. Obviously, no Dante. Galfico steps into center. He's going to do some of the magic there, but there's so much firepower in this French
Yeah.
side. I mean, Italy, as much as I love what they are starting to bring to the Six Nations, I mean, there's obviously been a lot of calls for their exit. I don't think they can perform some magic against the French. I don't know about you.
Yeah, Gori. So for me, honestly, I love Italy. I love the pasta. I love the wine. I also love the rugby players. I mean, at the end of the day, you have got a bunch of exciting talents like Capizzo and what's it,
Yeah,
Tommaso Allen,
Tommaso
and I mean,
Allen. Yeah, no go BC,
also
unfortunately, but
yeah,
yeah.
let's not forget their captain Lamoro, the seven flanker, is also an excellent player. So I mean,
Great
they
back
have a
row. Yeah.
bunch of really good individuals, but
Mm.
I mean, for me, they just don't have the full 15 to match up to what the French have.
But
Therefore, I do
Gabsy, will
think
they take the wooden spoon again?
no,
This
no. they're gonna do better this year. I just
You
feel like
reckon
they will.
who they're gonna beat? Who's gonna go? Who's gonna then
I
be
think they
sixth
can
in the
take
Six Nations?
Wales. I think they're going to
You
upset Wales
reckon?
again. Let's not forget last year, Italy beat Australia and Wales. I think it was one of their best years in recent years of rugby.
Yeah, yeah,
And I wouldn't be surprised to see them pull off another upset. I don't want to say any names yet because I might be wrong, but one that
yeah.
I think they might really take
Well, they're
at the
gonna
very
target
least
Wales because they're gonna play against Wales in Rome. So it'll
exactly.
be interesting to see that one.
Yeah, but Gweri,
Whew,
on that
Gabs.
note, so I mean, I guess we're both going France on this one, but to
Yeah,
wrap it up, I just want to say, guys, please let us know what you think of these games. Let us know
yeah.
which players we've missed out. Let us know about our bad pronunciations. Let us know whatever we haven't covered, what you would like to know for next week. Go check out the Rugby Hub spot on Instagram, and yeah,
Mm,
come by for lots of more exciting content, maybe some free
mm,
giveaways and some featuring with some exciting old and new players. So
yeah.
yeah, that is the Rugby Hub for you. We are super excited for this year, and Goran, it's
Mm.
so good to see you again.
Good to see you as well, Gabs. Enjoy the Six Nations this weekend. We'll come back to you guys next week. Love it.
Cheers.